Hello everybody, today is Thursday, March 15th. It's just a few minutes before the regular session close. You can see my computer clock here. It's 3:58, so the regular session closes in 2 minutes, 3:58 Eastern Time, Thursday, March 15th. On my left is the time and sales for the Emini S&P, currently trading at 27.53. A pretty decent day for the Autotrader. First up is the Emini S&P in a 987 tick line break. Once again, line break charts showing that they can have really solid trades. Quite a few nice swings here. Losers relatively minimal, with the exception of this one, but it never went into negative equity for the day. So this one had a goal of, here was our template on this one, and then our daily goal was 1300, so just shy of the goal. Probably a tick of slippage with our market order when we hit our goal. Okay, next up is the Emini S&P on a 1597 Heikin-Ashi chart. Here's the template. Our goal on this one is 1,000. So we probably hit our goal and had a couple of tick slippage with our market order at the end. Had some pretty decent trades here, just a couple of losers and 4 winners. 5 winners actually. This one probably bumped us to our goal, and then we had slippage here. So 5 winners and 2 losers on this chart. Okay, next is the DAX on a Heikin-Ashi chart, 150 tick. Here's the template. Our goal on this is quite high, 2550. This was fairly active today. Very little drawdown, only a few $100s or so. But this kind of shows that the idea of just trading for a couple of hours, the most active hours, can often be fruitful. This made an equity high here of 1339, and from my experience with this chart, it usually makes it in a few trades. So I begin to observe on several charts that trading through the most active part of the day can often be a pretty good idea, not running up the number of trades that you have on a chart. Anyway, this still did respectable performance, making its equity high here of about 1750. But this was very late in the session, into the US session. Okay, next up is an Emini S&P on a 5 Renko chart using a 6 Renko higher time frame. This did 1175 for the day. This is the template, and our goal on this one is quite high at 1750. This should probably be reduced, but in any case, it was quite active today. We drew down over $500, but then came back and finally stopped trading at the end of the session. And once again, the regular Renko bars come through with performance. Okay, next is the NASDAQ on a Heikin-Ashi chart, and this was quite active today. Well, actually not that active, but looks like we had an equity high here of about 1300 or better, and it had a couple of losers, dragged it down quite a bit, almost cut it in half, and then finished at 920. So it did pretty good, just catching this last swing at the end. The goal on this one is 2250, so quite high. Okay, really solid performance on the crude oil. Super Renko 6 tick with the line break logic. This had a small loser here followed by back-to-back winners, and probably hit our goal of 1030 and had super strong positive slippage at the end here. So this is pretty impressive. Okay, pretty active chart on the 987 Heikin-Ashi chart. This was underwater for a good part of the day. Not a whole lot, just a couple $100, but then came up towards the end of the session and did 580 for the day. Crude oil on a 6 Super Renko chart with a higher time frame had mixed results in the trades, but still finished at 420 for the day. It looks like our equity high was about 600 trading 2 contracts. The crude oil on a 377 tick line break chart had 3 winners and 2 losers. Looks like we had an equity high here just prior to the 11 o'clock hour at about 700 or so, but closed at 440 on 2 contracts. Okay, next up is the Super Renko 6 tick, slightly different settings on our line break chart. This one has no profit goal, and I really need to change this because this is why you have a profit goal. This chart had an equity high of about $1,300 and then actually an equity high of about $1,400 or $1,500, and then got into trouble here with some sideways action actually very late in the day, starting around the noon hour, but this just went down from there and it closed at 230. So again, it's very important to have a daily goal so that if you hit your goal, if this would have been say $1,000 or whatever, it would have hit its goal, had fewer trades, and not given all that hard-earned winnings back. So always a good idea to have a daily goal and a loss limit. Okay, last but not least, the Emini S&P and a Super Renko 4 tick chart, and this did 412.50 for the day. It drew down about the same amount, but then came back with several winners in a row here and closed at 412.50. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching today.